Hey, welcome back to Grow New Plants. Today I have my pecan trees and I'm finally going to move them up into 1 gallon containers. I got my Rootmaker 1 gallon containers. These right here were grown in the 18 cell Rootmaker propagation trays. And I had about 50 of these things, almost all of them came up. So I've got around 50 of them to plant. I'm just going to plant this one tray on the video. And honestly, I probably should have planted these things. They've been in these trays for almost 3 months. It took them about a month to germinate. So they've been growing in here for a little over 2 months probably, which probably really honestly was too long. I got my soil mix here and I'm doing, it's 75% mulch and then 25% peat moss, and then I've got a slow release fertilizer mixed in with it. And so basically, there's my soil mix. That's what I've been using. It works really good. I'm real happy with that, so I'm sticking with that. So if you look right here, I'll show you these, as many of these as I can. This thing with pecan trees have a very dominant taproot. So that's where that taproot came out, hit the bottom of that tray, and then started branching out. So it's branched out enough. I don't know how well you can see it. There's little fine fibrous roots all the way around that thing. And that's the beauty of these Rootmaker containers. If you'd have planted this thing in a regular round container without the root pruning holes in it, that tree would have just made a taproot. It just would have spun around and around and around. Never made a healthy tree. So hopefully, now that I get these into some bigger containers, they'll start rooting out even more. So there's one of them. I'll do a couple of them regular speed, and then I'll fast forward through some. I got 2 different size containers here. I'm trying to use the same ones. I got some of these older Rootmaker containers that are shorter than the other ones. So I'll show you a couple. I watered them yesterday. I should have let them dry out just a little bit more. There's the taproot again right there. And then all the little fine roots around. And when I plant these things back, sometimes they don't come up in the center of those containers when they come up from the nut. So I try and plant them back as much as I can, back into the center of the container. And I'm hoping these things, by the end of this year, will fill these containers up and be ready to go up into 3 gallon containers. And if you've been kind of following the pecan trees along, my whole goal with the pecan trees, my whole goal with the pecan trees is to graft some hybrid pecan trees onto here. There's the taproot right there. Every one of them's got that strong taproot. It went down to the bottom, and then it pruned the end of it, and then they made all these other little branches around it. So anyway, my goal for these is to get them up big enough, and then to graft some hybrid pecans onto it. I've got a pecan tree that belongs to my dad, and I'm going to use it, take some cuttings off it, and graft onto this, and hopefully have a pile of hybrid pecan trees. Well, I'll do one more of these, and we'll look at the roots on one more. So I got 50 of these to do, but I'm only going to do this one tray on the video because it's just going to be the same thing over and over again. Right there, there's that big taproot. You see a little root going off to the side, and all these other little fine roots around it came off of that, from where that one taproot got pruned. These things, they're probably 10 to 12 inches, maybe the majority of them. There's a few smaller ones in here that I probably will not keep. Like that one I probably will. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one up before I go into the fast forward. That one just never really did much. But it's just a good example of the taproot. You see that taproot grew out, got pruned, and it started putting little roots. But that one overall just, and I don't know whether that one just sprouted later than the others, but it's so small compared to the other ones, and I've got enough of them I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to take the healthiest ones of the bunch. I got another one over here. It's only about that tall, but it's really got a lot of branches and thick. So I'll probably go ahead and keep it, but all these other ones, they're real small. I'm not going to keep them. So there's 4 of them done. So I'm going to go get the rest of my pots, and then I'll fast forward through the rest of this. I'll get the rest of this tray planted up, and we'll take a look at them. Okay, so I got all these planted up. There's that little bitty one I didn't plant, and this one I'm probably not going to plant either. They're just so far behind the others, and I've got plenty of them, so they're really not worth messing with. So I'll probably discard those. So I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 out of that 18 cell. So I had 100% germination in that tray. Just 3 of them I just called out, just a little too small. So I'm going to give these things a good watering, and then set them out in the yard. And I'll probably overwinter these in the greenhouse this winter. I should have the greenhouse done by that. And by the way, my GoPro is been shipped. Should get it within a few days. And the second I get that GoPro back, I'm going to start getting the rest of the greenhouse built back here. Get the bows put up, get the greenhouse rolling again. So you'll start seeing those videos again on the greenhouse. That's been the holdup on that. Sent my GoPro camera off for warranty work, and it took close to a month to get it back, which I'm not real happy about. But so, and this camera that I'm filming with now does fine for this, but it doesn't have the wide angle, which I'm going to really need that on filming the greenhouse. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, and I will do follow-ups on these on my Instagram. I'll post some pictures once these things start putting out new growth and everything. I'll do some updates on those on my Instagram. So the link to that's down at the bottom. So go down there, follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook, and I'll post updates on both of those sometimes. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thank you.